Kyle Richards desperate for Mauricio back amid Morgan split. Is Rob star Kyle Richards desperate for Mauricio Umansky to return amid her Morgan-Wade split? Fans seem to feel she has no one as her kids are grown and fleeing the nest. Therefore, she is relying on the company of her estranged husband. So, is she hopeful for a reconciliation? Keep reading for further details. Kyle Richards desperate for Mauricio back. In season 13 of Rob, it was clear that Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were headed in different directions. She was all about working out and staying sober. Going out and partying was not as big of a deal for her. Yet, Mauricio was busy with his company, the agency. That meant he was constantly traveling, hosting, and partying. She could and did not want to keep up with this, so she started to hang out with country singer, Morgan-Wade. Rumors began to swirl that the two women were having an affair, something they denied. Yet, the signs were there and Kyle was quite giddy around Morgan. By the end of season 13, Kyle and Mauricio sat down with their children and shared they were separating. When the reunion aired, Mauricio had moved out and Kyle admitted she was curious about being with a woman. Yet, she had not dabbled aside from a kiss with Morgan. Season 14 has arrived and Kyle claimed she and Morgan are not together, more so, she won't even say her name. Yet, she is very curious as to what Mauricio is up to and who he is hanging out with. She even questioned their daughter, Portia, about it. According to monsters and critics, fans feel Kyle Richards wants her ex back purely out of loneliness. She does not have Morgan-Wade by her side anymore. Her daughters have flown the coop except Portia, and she is alone. She seemed to think Mauricio would always be there and he did what she wanted and left. One had this to say. Kyle kind of had a whole girlfriend last season and now she's upset that like Mauricio seems to be really moving on. Didn't she get tattoos with Morgan? The desperation of Kyle. Kyle Richards seemingly thought she wanted to be free and able to do her own thing. Little did she know that Mauricio would not be pining away for her. He replaced a photo of her and him with his DWTS pro partner, Emma Slater. That killed Kyle, plus he has been dating and is out and about. Kyle appears to have some remorse. Kyle is mad because she put all her eggs in Morgan's basket, blew up her family and Morgan has clearly dumped her. Mauricio has moved on and is over her. Kyle is back to pining over Mauricio because her and Morgan broke up. When Morgan was around, she did not give a f. She needs to examine her fear of being alone. She misses her old life when SHE is the one who left Mauricio to have an exciting lesbian love affair. Methinks Morgan broke up her, so now she wants Mauricio to take her back. Mauricio Umansky moved on with philanthropist Nikita Khan and has struggles with his father's girlfriend. So, the last person he is thinking about is Kyle and her loneliness. The streets of Beverly Hills buzzed with whispers of the latest in the Real Housewives drama. Kyle Richards, the queen bee of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, found herself under a microscope yet again. The separation from Mauricio Umansky, her husband of over 25 years, had been splashed across every tabloid in recent months. But now, there was a new wrinkle in the story. Her rumored romance with country singer Morgan-Wade was apparently over. The news hit like a thunderclap in the world of Beverly Hills, where every scandal was dissected over cocktails at the Beverly Hills Hotel or during a shopping spree on Rodeo Drive. Fans and castmates alike wondered, regretting her decision to let go of Mauricio. And more importantly, was she now desperate to win him back? Kyle paced the length of her spacious living room, her Louboutin heels clicking against the marble floors. The house felt emptier than ever, even with the sprawling views of Los Angeles glittering outside. Portia was out with friends, and the older girls were busy with their own lives. It was just Kyle and her thoughts, which felt heavier than the Cartier bracelet dangling from her wrist. The breakup with Morgan had been swift and, to Kyle's dismay, public. What started as an exciting new chapter, a chance to explore freedom and rediscover herself, had quickly turned into a tabloid-feeding frenzy. Morgan's team had issued a statement about different priorities, and the singer had unfollowed Kyle on social media. Fans noticed immediately, flooding Kyle's DMs with messages ranging from sympathy to scorn. She poured herself a glass of wine, a habit she thought she had left behind during her sober stint, and collapsed onto the pristine white couch. The silence in the house was deafening. She couldn't stop thinking about Mauricio. Across town, Mauricio was having a different kind of evening. He was at the agency's holiday party, flashing his signature smile and mingling with clients and agents. He looked dashing, as always, in a tailored navy suit. But those close to him noticed the faintest hint of sadness behind his eyes. Since the separation, Mauricio had thrown himself into work, as if selling multi-million-dollar homes could fill the void left by Kyle's absence. His Instagram was a showcase of luxurious properties and high-end lifestyle, but the carefully curated posts couldn't mask the reality. He missed her. "Kyle, darling, you need to pull yourself together," Dorit Kemsley's voice rang through Kyle's phone the next morning. Kyle had called her in a moment of weakness, needing someone to confide in. Dorit, of course, had no shortage of opinions. "You can't let Mauricio see you like this," Dorit continued, her tone half sympathetic, half scolding. "He's out there living his best life. If you want him back, and I know you do, you need to play the game." Kyle sighed, swirling her coffee. "It's not a game, Dorit. This is my life. I don't even know if he would want me back. After everything." Dorit cut her off. "Oh, please. Men are simple creatures. Show up looking fabulous, remind him of what he's missing, and let him come crawling back. Trust me, I've been married to PK long enough to know how this works." Kyle couldn't help but laugh. Leave it to Dorit to turn heartbreak into a strategic battle plan. A week later, Kyle decided to put Dorit's advice to the test. The occasion was a charity gala, a star-studded affair that Mauricio was rumored to be attending. Kyle spent hours getting ready, enlisting the help of her glam squad to create a look that screamed effortless elegance. She chose a sleek black gown with a plunging neckline, her hair cascading in soft waves. She wanted to remind everyone, including Mauricio, that she was still the Kyle Richards who could turn heads. As she stepped into the gala, the room seemed to pause for a moment. Kyle exuded confidence, but inside, her nerves were doing cartwheels. She spotted Mauricio across the room, deep in conversation with a real estate mogul. He hadn't noticed her yet. "Kyle, you look stunning," came a familiar voice. It was Erica Jane, who sidled up beside her with a sly grin. "You're causing quite the stir tonight. Are you here for the charity or for something else?" Kyle rolled her eyes but couldn't suppress a smile. Erica always had a knack for cutting to the chase.